Tonight, the President of the United States of America will address the U.S. Congress. And each of us, as members of Congress, get a chance to bring a person to sit in a gallery. And today, I'm going to have a person who means so much to me because she is the student body president at Southern University. And years ago, I was the student body president at Southern, and I want to invite her on the show tonight because the reason why I invited her is because a lot of people are talking about Veterans Affairs, they're talking about the cuts in Medicaid, and we all, as members of Congress, are putting a face on what these cuts are having on real people back home. And so I decided to get the student body president because so many students, as I moved across the district, town hall to town hall, city to city, you know, colleges and universities, students are saying, hey, you know, are they going to take my Pell Grant, you know? And then last week, the president, through Elon Musk, decided to eliminate a program that's so important. It's called the 1890 Scholars Program. And my guest is a recipient of the 1890 Scholars Program. And I just want you to talk a little bit about, first of all, what does it require? I mean, how do you become a scholar with the 1890 program?
So all scholars are expected to complete an application. That application asks for our GPA, which must be over a 3.0. We must have a high ACT or SAT score. And we must prove and show how can we impact the world of agriculture. Are we here to stay? Are we willing to do what it takes to meet the demands of the people that are looking towards us to put food on their tables, clothes on their back, all the necessities that are asked of the United States Department of Agriculture. So we come in and we learn the skills that are taught to us, and we give service back to the USDA.
All right, Kennedy Orr, I didn't even introduce you by name. Kennedy Orr is the president of the student body at Southern University. And last week, Elon Musk was just going through the U.S. Department of Agriculture and just wanted to do away with all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And they just ran across yours, and they just eliminated it. And how did that make you feel?
I was beyond frustrated, knowing that this scholarship was something that I earned, and for it to be labeled as something that was just given to me because of the color of my skin, that I'm a female. It just hurts because I know that I put in so much work to not only obtain this scholarship, but to keep it. Because just as those standards that were set for us to apply for it, you know, we have to meet those requirements to keep said scholarship. And knowing that I had my heart set out on working for the United States Department of Agriculture in the Foreign Agricultural Service, it was very disheartening to know that an opportunity that I deserved was taken from me because of this negative connotation that has been put on DEI. And diversity, equity, and inclusion is not something that should be seen as a crutch for this economy and for our country. This is something that keeps our world going, that offers equality to everyone that deserves said opportunities. And for that to just be taken by someone that I know I did not elect was very, very troubling. And it should not be something that is seen as, oh, I can just take this just because I have the power to do so. You are messing with people's livelihoods. You're messing with students' careers. Every child in America should be able to go to college debt-free and have that opportunity to graduate and have a good paying job after graduation.
Well said. And actually, they restored the program.
Yes.
And they basically said, listen, these kids actually have to compete for these scholarships. It's not like a freebie, a gimme. You have to have a ACT, SAT score, and you have to have a certain GPA.
Yes.
And I'm just so proud, and that's why I wanted you to come to Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
And actually stare the president in his face and just watch the State of the Union, because, you know, these drastic cuts are hurting real people. And I want to thank you so very much, and I'm honored to have you as my
Thank
guest.
you so
One other
much.
thing before we close.
Yes.
A lot of students are concerned about Pell Grants. I know Southern University, 74% of your students are on Pell Grants. And there's a lot of talk about ending the Department of Education. Look, Pell Grants are still alive and well.
Yes.
But do you hear any anxiety from students on the issue of Pell Grants?
Absolutely. Just watching everything unfold in real time and seeing my student body just ultimately talking about having to drop out once the semester is over. And so many of our students are so close to the finish line, and for them to think, well, I don't have any way to pay for school, I have to drop out, it should not be the reality or something that a student should even think about. They should be thinking about, you know, getting good grades and being able to walk across that stage. So, you know, I really am grateful for every congressperson, senator, everybody that is out here doing the heavy lifting to make sure that these programs are maintained and that they are kept safe. So I truly thank you for all the work that you are doing. We see you and we appreciate you. And it gives comfort to myself and my student body knowing that there are people fighting out there every day for us to get a fair and financially stable education.
Yeah, and Kennedy met Congressman Jonathan Jackson from Illinois, and you are from Illinois.
Yes, I am.
From Chicago, and had a chance to meet the congressman a day earlier. And the congressman sent a letter
Yes.
to the Secretary of
Yes.
Agriculture. He serves on the Agriculture Committee, and he and I are both co-chairs of the DEI caucus. And so, but we want to thank you so very much for coming to Washington, D.C. and putting a face on some of these drastic cuts.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.